Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pizan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today is Friday the 13th, so I thought I would share with you why this day is such a peculiar day for so many people. There are a lot of superstitions that people follow associated with Friday the 13th, such as not wanting to take meetings or maybe not wanting to drive. Airline ticket prices unusually kind of plunge on this day, and on this day people are just waiting for something wrong to happen or something out of the ordinary to happen. But where does this come from? In order to dive into Friday the 13th and the association with superstitions, we need to start with the number 13. A lot of people have the fear of the number 13, and this is called triskaidekaphobia. But where does this come from? We have to go back to ancient Mesopotamia, and Hammurabi's law code omitted a 13th law. Some people thought that this is because the number 13 is unlucky, but it's more likely that it was just an error by the scribe who was writing out the laws. In Norse mythology, there was a dinner party for 12 gods, and the 13th god came in. This was Loki, and he shot the god of joy, so the number 13 is associated with bad things in Norse mythology as well. According to biblical tradition, there were 13 guests at the Last Supper, and the next day Jesus was crucified, and some say the 13th guest was Judas, who betrayed him. Closer to the modern world, composer Arnold Schoenberg was afraid of the number 13. He would never write out on his compositions on the 13th line. In fact, he would number it 12A, and he used a 12-note tonal scale. So why is 13 so much worse than 12? Well, 12 is often associated with good things. There are 12 days of Christmas, there are 12 zodiac signs, 12 labors of Hercules, 12 gods of Olympus, and 12 tribes of Israel. So while 12 is often associated with these really good things, 13 gets a pretty bad rap. In fact, in the 1880s, Captain William Fowler was so fascinated by this unluckiness of 13 that he started the 13 Club. And on Friday the 13th, he had his first meeting, and it consisted of 13 people at a dinner party, which is a bad omen to have 13 people at a dinner party, likely associated with the Last Supper. In fact, his guests at the dinner party, upon entering, would have to walk under a ladder. There would be 13 courses served. So a lot of superstitions he would incorporate into this dinner party. This was very popular. It was in New York, and 4 presidents even attended these famed dinner parties, including Grover Cleveland and Theodore Roosevelt. So why Friday? Why not a Wednesday the 13th or a Tuesday the 13th being exceptionally bad? Well, Friday also has a bad rap, and it has some negative associations over time. Jesus was crucified on a Friday, so in the Christian tradition, it is seen as an unlucky day. The middle-aged poet Geoffrey Chaucer, in his Canterbury Tales, named Friday as the day of misfortune. Playwright Robert Greene used Friday to describe a Friday face, which is a look of anguish or dismay. In 1882, poet John Godfrey Saxe, in his poem The Good Dog of Brett, describes a dog walking around a village and begging for scraps, and it was on a Friday that he had his tail cut off. So once again, kind of reiterating this bad luck associated with Fridays. So you put all of this lore on the 13th and Friday together, and you get Frigga triskaidekaphobia, or people who are afraid of Friday the 13th. But we don't have this issue with Friday the 13th being a really unfortunate day until the 20th century. And that starts with Thomas Lawson's book, Friday the 13th. This book was published in 1907, and it is about a stockbroker who on Friday the 13th deliberately crashes the stock market. In 1908, the New York Times picked up on this and was the first publication to really publish anything about the Friday the 13th superstitions. Fast forward to 1980, and we get the classic horror film, Friday the 13th, with the hockey mask wearing Jason running around killing people, and that solidified in the modern world why this is a day to be fearful of. So whether you're the 1 in 4 Americans who says that you're superstitious, or you just drive a little carefully or try to stay home on Friday the 13th, I wish you a great day full of luck and wonderful things. If you're enjoying our videos, please like them, share with your friends, subscribe, and we have links to our other social media below. I'm off to enjoy the day, and I'll see you next time.